This program is brought to you by the Genesis Communications Network, a world leader in talk radio since 1998. Visit GCNlive.com today.
Broadcasting and streaming live all across America. This is Home Talk USA with Michael King, where we will discuss topics pertaining to your home with industry-leading experts. Michael King is a licensed general contractor with more than 30 years of experience in home improvements and the author of Contracting with the King. Join us this hour for our segment Invent America with your co-host, the inventor lady, Rita Crompton. Discover what's next in the home improvement industry and explore new products and innovations. Or if you have that next great big idea, learn what it takes to bring your invention to the world as Michael King and Rita Crompton talk to America's inventors and innovators. Remember, the America of tomorrow is being invented today. We invite you to visit us at HomeTalkUSA.com. One of the best resources for home improvement information around today. Your best life begins with your best home, and there's no place like Home Talk. That's HomeTalkUSA.com. And now, we proudly present Invent America from the #1 home improvement radio program in the country, Home Talk USA, with your host, the Cajun contractor, Michael King, and his co-host, the inventor lady, Rita Crompton.
Yahoo! Welcome, America. It's just so great to be back behind the famous Golden Hammer microphone, taking your calls, answering some emails, and talking to some of the great inventors out there, all these companies, the process to get your product to market. This is a special edition of Home Talk USA radio program. A lot of you are tuning in right now saying, I thought this was Home Talk. What it is. It was just doing the Invent America part of our show. It's part of the family, trying to get the technology before basically 4, 5, 6, possibly 10 years before the product even comes to the market, and kind of educate you on the product that's going to be coming up the pike. So, hey, look. I told you a long time ago that this show is way ahead of itself. We're going to bring the technology to you. Well, I would definitely want to thank my co-host that pitched in for me last week. She did a great job, the inventor lady herself. I'd like to welcome my co-host, my sidekick, the inventor lady herself, Miss Rita Crompton. Hey, Rita, how you doing?
I am fine, and it's so nice to have you back.
Well, I'm just proud of you, because, hey, I thought maybe Monday morning when I was going to get in, my show was going to be off the air, but it's still here. It's still here. No, Rita, you did a great job. I want to thank you for pitching in last week due to the death I had in my family. So, all right. But you got a great show lined up for us this hour, right?
We do. And, our second guest is really special, so I'm looking forward to introducing him. And the important thing that we're talking about today is that there are different types of intellectual property. We've been talking about patents, and so it's important for our listeners to realize that trademarks and copyrights are out there as well. And these three things, the patents, the trademarks, and the copyrights, are not interchangeable. They each have their own unique applications.
And that's what you're trying to do, is trying to break it down and explain the process, right?
Exactly. I get inventors that say, well, I've got a patent, I'm going to write it up, and I'll just file a copyright on it. No, you can't do that. It wouldn't protect you. And it's like, well, I think I'm going to go ahead and trademark this thing I created. No, that's a copyright, and you need to file the copyright. So Today, we are going to explain what each one is and when you use it, because, like I said, they are not interchangeable. They've got very unique qualities to each one.
Yep. And all this starts from a simple idea, putting it down on a piece of paper, and boy, once you get down on a piece of paper, that's where the fun begins, huh, Rita?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, my goodness. I was on your show so many times before we did Invent America, and, in listening to your broadcast, almost every single one of your guests over the years, 24 years, was an inventor at some point.
That's right.
And then they've grown up. And so Invent America helps these newbies get to the point where they would be regular guests on your Home Talk show.
Man, some of the horror stories they used to tell me was amazing, just totally amazing. And to be honest with you, they probably could have saved 75% of their money, to be honest with you.
I know. I had a lady, she'd heard us on the show and called me up and she said, okay, this is where I'm at. I need to fix this. And so we put her in touch with the right people, and it's, answering questions. We're going to do a show coming up in the next few weeks about crowdfunding, and we've got I'm hoping that a lady is ready, and so we're going to pitch her campaign on the show.
Well, if you have a product out there, you're thinking about a product, or you have an idea, this is the hour to listen to. And I tell you, this is the hour. There's not a show out there that's putting this type of information out to all the inventors out there.
There isn't. You can go and you can pay a ton of money to attend a class. You can pay a ton of money for a book. I had folks, multiple times in the last month send me an email. It's like, if I'd had the Inventor's Galaxy Guide that you give away for free 5 years ago, I would have saved thousands of dollars, and we give it away free. I told a school teacher, download it, give it to all the students. It's free, and it's easy read, and there's jokes in it, and more. So this show is dedicated to all of those inventors out there, any age, that think they've got an idea. Well, what do I do?
Yeah, I know.
And we're there to let them know.
I know we have a great show. You got some great guests, but I'm looking forward to hearing from Jonathan David, that patent attorneys, because I always like what they got to say, because every time they come on the show, it's like it's a different type of, patent or process.
Exactly.
What I'm trying to say is each product is different. That's the point.
Yes.
Yeah.
Every patent should be a unique work of art. It's like a Monet.
Yeah.
And, it stands on its own. There's not a way to fill in the blank, and there's not some template. Yeah. It's a unique work of art, and that's what allows it to protect your idea, your invention, and that's what stands up in court.
Yep. That's
if I can go through and if I can circle the words that were inserted to the blank, a judge can, and then they're going to throw you out.
Yep. Also, too, is, we talked about in the past that it's not necessary, coming up with a new idea, which is great, but actually it's, you can improve an old idea. People don't realize that.
Exactly.
Too. Yeah.
Exactly. They say, well, I'm not really an inventor. Yes, you are. You've got a new gadget. You've got an improved way of doing something. Yeah. And we had a lady, she did really, really well. She patented the process of putting a loaf of bread into the oven. But there were some very unique twists to that produced a better product. And her patent issued, and she went to market.
Well, I remember 20 years ago when we did the ergonomic part of tools, and person that patented the ergonomic of a shovel. Now, a shovel has been patented well over 100 years ago. But the point is, a guy came up with a different way to do a shovel, to relieve back pain or to, that's the point I'm trying to make. He took a shovel and changed it, and got a patent for it.
Last week we had on the gentleman that had a new handle for a paintbrush that was all ergonomic.
Yeah.
So anybody that had arthritis, this was the paintbrush for them, and he has been selling them like crazy.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you what, Rita, there's the music. You know the old saying. What we have to do right now, Rita?
We got to pay some bills.
I like that. We got to pay some bills. Yeah, check out our website at HomeTalkUSA.com. Everything you need with the show sitting there. By helping to patronize all our great sponsors, basically keeps our show on the air. Right, Rita? Since none of our guests are charged to be on this radio program. You're listening to our edition, the Invent America part of the Home Talk USA radio family. And we're going to have another guest, another topic, as we just, bottom line, we just give you that path, a guideline, a blueprint, that if you listen to the expert, listen to these vendors, listen to the problems they have, because I guarantee you, you won't make the same mistake twice. And we definitely want to thank them, for sharing this knowledge with us. So we're going to take a short break. On behalf of the Inventor Lady and myself, we'll be right back. Yay!
to Home Talk USA with Michael King. Do you have questions about your next home improvement project or home repairs? Now you can chat with verified home repair and home improvement experts in just minutes. Get the help you need by visiting HomeTalkUSA.com, one of the best resources for home improvement information around today. Your best life begins with your best home, and there's no place like Home Talk. That's HomeTalkUSA.com. And now, back to Invent America from the #1 home improvement radio program in the country, Home Talk USA, with your host, the Cajun contractor Michael King, and his co-host, the Inventor Lady, Rita Crompton.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for being with us today. And if you would like to listen to any of our episodes, please take a look at HomeTalkUSA.com, InventAmerica.info, and last but not least, The Inventor Lady. Just Google InventorLady.com and click on media. Everything is there, all of our podcasts, all of our platforms, and all of the information you need as a beginning inventor or an experienced inventor looking for licensing or any of the other services you might need. So join us. Today we're talking about different types of intellectual property, and one of the things that I've noticed people running into is if it's on the Internet, they think it should be free. And our next guest, Jay Skinner, is here to say, no, that's mine, and you can't have it. So all of the music that you would hear associated with us has been licensed and paid for to use, and Jay is one of the gentlemen that we use. Jay, thank you so much for being with us. Jay is a creator of music, an award-winning creator of music for over 23 years. He does audio branding, if that makes sense to you, and he's going to explain it to us. But you would be able to hear his music on over 100 different TV commercials and over 200 different TV shows. So this gentleman has been doing it for a long time. He's very, very good at it, and he is here to tell us more about his story. So, Jay, you use copyrights to protect your IP.
Yes, ma'am. Sure do.
So, what is it? Tell us more about what you do and how you work, please, because a lot of people don't know.
There's a niche in music. It's commonly known as production music. Most people are familiar with artists, bands, touring, etc. Very public-facing part of the industry, but there is another part that is more behind the scenes that services music to film, TV, advertising, your local mom and pop stores that need, audio branding for their local businesses, regional businesses, that sort of thing. That's the lane that I work in.
Right. You do it for radio shows.
Sure. Radio as well. That's right.
That's right. Yes.
I left out radio.
Don't leave that out. Because I paid you for the music that we're going to be using.
I know.
And so how do you go about monetizing that? How does it work?
Yeah. So, you mentioned a question as we spoke about previously, what is one of the challenges? And one of the challenges is monetization. I'm sure that's the same challenge with any inventor or any IP holder. Is how do I make money off of my creation? Music is a creation. It starts out as, conscious thoughts. And then once it's brought into the physical realm, that's when you copyright it. Music is interesting because the law that they've set up behind music is that as soon as you bring music into physical reality onto a fixed medium, it is by law copywritten at that moment. Now you can take it a step further, copyright that with the U.S. Copyright Office if you want. But in my 23 years of experience, sound recording and or the Pro Tools sessions to back it up or DAW sessions, that's enough to prove in a court of law that you could, the piece of music is probably yours. However, it is good to take it that additional step with the U.S. Copyright Office if you want. Now, monetizing these digital music assets, most of them are digitized today. quite challenging. And I can talk about this for a long time. I don't know how much time we have, Rita, but
probably not that long. We'll do that on video. I'm going to make you step out of your comfort zone at one point and do video with me so people actually see you, and then you'll be able to talk more about it. But I think the big thing for folks right now is to understand copyrights are creations, like you had said. That was the magic word. Whether it's I've got 3 copyrights because I wrote 3 murder mysteries, and so I've got 3 copyrights. But it's a creation is the magic word. Whether it's a painting, a sculpture, music, a play, a book that's written, a comic that's written, a website is considered something that gets a copyright. And so for folks to understand that then when you go out and you grab an image off the internet and you use it on your website, you've infringed on someone else's creativity, and you should be paying for that.
Yep.
And same thing if you're trying to use property. Right. And so if they want to add a music to their personality of their website and their product, and a lot of products do, they would go to then soundarsenal.com and look at your music. And one of the things that I found on your website was that it was very easy to pick a type of music.
Yeah, it's all metadata driven, so it's very important that you assign the proper keywords, aka metadata, to each individual digital asset in order for people to find what they need. And that's an ongoing, never-ending process to continually update the metadata. It's a very big job and very time-consuming.
I can only imagine, because when you listen to Michael's introduction music, it is unique to Michael and to HomeTalkUSA. It makes me want to get up and dance around the chair and go out for lunch. So it's got a rhythm and a personality. And so when you're trying to get that music, you want your music to have a personality. And that's what you help them create, is that you've created the music, but now you are. So let me ask you this. If someone wanted and said, Jay, I need something very specific, and you could say, well, try this one, or do you actually then go out and do a special order?
Yeah, so we, in the past, I've done a custom score, is what it'd be called. Be hired to do a custom piece of music for a company. Yeah, we do that. I do less and less of that these days, and more general licensing out. I have a network of composers and artists that I draw from. I can farm out, hire. If they have a job come in, let's say you needed a specific thing, we farm it out to my core group of composers, have them all write on it, and then bring back multiple options, and then present that to the client. And then the client can go, hey, I like option 3, or none of them work,
Well, for anybody out there who needs to get some music, all right, it is www.soundarsenal.com or jay@soundarsenal.com. Thank you, Jay.
Oh, thank you.